We're not quite done yet with Sonic CD, as it turns out. I forgot a whole bunch of cheats. First off, we got the sound test. You just do what I did, follow the instructions in the video. I've got the sound test sheet pretty much memorized by now. You just go down, 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 left, right, and A, and there you go. It's surprisingly easy to screw up, though. In the instructions that I was following, it mentioned something about an FM. Like, there's two different stuff that you have to input numbers into. But the instructions I was following was implying that there were 3 different numbers I had to input. I guess that's only in the Sega CD version, because I was following the instructions, the cheats for the Sega CD version. And apparently they work just fine in the Gems Collection version. It's just that now you have even less numbers input, which is awesome. But yeah, this is the secret special stage. You've got Eggman's face in the background, like he's somehow made himself grow giant with a giant ray. And his eyes look really weird. Well, I guess he's wearing sunglasses. Yeah, I can see the lens above his nose. And I hate this special stage. I really do. I mean, again, this is the perfect example of how awful the controls are and how unfair it is, how freely the UFOs can move around, considering how awful you control. You control like a tank. If you looked at the special stage from a top-down perspective, you would see that Sonic is turning around in a gigantic circle. Like, if you just held right and you looked at it from a top-down perspective, he'd be turning in a gigantic circle. That's how bad the turning is. And it's not fair. They're expected to break all of these things. Like, why can't they just be standing still? It would be hard enough when they're standing still. And again, the depth perception's awful. So it's hard to tell what exactly you're supposed to jump. I heard that the Gems Collection version of special stages were sped up. I mean, Sonic is moving pretty fast. I didn't really... I mean, I guess that's true. I don't know. But yeah, it took me over 3 minutes to beat this. And thankfully, there's no time limit. The developers actually had the good sense to make there be no time limit for you to be running out when you're in the water. Which is fantastic, because it means that the special stage is actually beatable. I wouldn't be able to beat it otherwise. And unfortunately, this is the best extra that you're gonna get. I mean, there are unlockable extras in this game, but all of them are severely underwhelming compared to this. Yep, I did not do any editing there. There's practically no reward at all for beating that, other than the satisfaction of knowing you beat it, which I think is good enough, but... So, 3-1 gets you this picture of Sonic trying too hard to be cool. I don't know why people like rap so much. Ugh. I don't know why they thought that was a good idea. And Metal Sonic's eyes are colored the wrong color in that. They're supposed to be red, not gray. It takes so long. Yeah, that's kind of a weird picture, isn't it? Again, I don't know what people who made those pictures were thinking. And then you've got this picture. What the hell is that? Something I haven't mentioned yet is that the final boss, you know how he has those squares on his vehicle? They have a lot more fluid animation in the PC remake. I didn't really notice that though. The squares were just sprites in the original game. And yeah, if you press any button on that Tails picture, and then you start from a file, you'll go into debug mode. You press B, and Sonic turns into an object. And you press A, and you cycle through the different objects. And every zone has different objects for you to select, because every zone has different tile sets. When I was talking earlier in my Link to the Past Let's Play about how odd the enemies looked in phase 1 of the game with the Dark World. They look like Dark World enemies mashed together. That's because they're using the Dark World tile set. Here's the thing that sucks about debug mode though. You can't use it in time attack. And the annoying thing is it even has an effect where the time looks weird and Sonic flickers and stuff. But other than that, you can't place any objects at all. And honestly, I don't know how to place objects in debug mode. I pressed every button I could, but nothing was happening. I pressed start even. So the debug mode is useless to me. I can't do anything with it at all. And again, I can't stress enough how annoying it is that you can't use it in time attack, because time attack is the closest I had to a level select for this game. And I don't want to start a new file. I don't want to start a whole bunch of new files, each one starting from a different zone, just to show you everything that the debug mode has to offer, when I can't even place objects anyways. I can't get the level select code to work for the life of me. I don't know why, because it seems to work exactly the same way as the sound test cheat. But I'm doing everything right. I mean, I think it's B is the last button input on Sega CD version, A is the last button input in the Gems Collection version. Or maybe it's start, I don't know. I kept trying and it wouldn't work. And it's really annoying getting into the time attack mode we don't want to. Because you gotta scroll up and then you'll go to the exit. And the exit looks like the title screen for some reason. And that's how you get out of there. Yeah. Looks like Sonic CD continues the long-standing tradition of level select codes being ridiculously impossible to execute. Seriously, why? And unlike in Sonic 3 and Knuckles, when you beat Sonic CD, you are not allowed to select any zone you want and start from wherever you want, which is complete bullshit. I thought that picture was pretty cute, by the way. He'd be a lot cuter if he had green eyes, but whatever. Yeah, and there's some pretty underwhelming rewards for beating the game in time attack. I'm not really sure how you can beat the game in time attack mode, though. I mean, the only time attack mode I really tried past one act was the time attack of Sonic Gems Collection. And yeah, the footage for visual mode and this is not mine. Just letting you know. But anyways, I tried the time attack of Sonic Gems Collection and it just restricted to one act, and then I beat the act and then I get booted back to time attack mode. So I never got the impression that I could beat the game only using time attack mode and under a time limit, and that would get me rewards. And there's not even a time limit that very clearly appears on the screen to let you know how much time you have left to beat the game and unlock that reward. So it's completely unintuitive that you can unlock these at all. And it's because of obscure stuff like this that crazy rumors about games like Peekaboo exist. Because how are you supposed to know about this on your own? How do people even figure these cheats out? I mean, obviously people hacked into the game for a lot of them. And they found out by looking at the actual code. That's probably how the most obscure Easter eggs got discovered. But then there's these crazy glitches. And there's so many crazy glitches out there that makes me wonder how people discovered them. There are probably people who are trying to find glitches. Because there are a lot of glitches that I doubt you could run into by complete accident. But yeah, this is totally worth speedrunning the game, right? You can also input a cheat in order to see the game designer's level times. You can see the best times of the game designers who made this game. And they're bound to be pretty underwhelming, because if they were as good as speedrunners using all the sorts of glitches, then I'm pretty sure they would have found the speedrunning glitches and removed them from the game. What you have to do is press right, up, down, and C on the title screen. I'm guessing that C on a GameCube controller is B, because I pressed C on the debug mode using B, and it worked. So, I finally completed Sonic CD. Didn't mean to have 3 extra videos, but what you gonna do? I mean, this was too long to fit in extra part 1 anyways, so see you for the next Sonic game.